Good morning once again. Thanks for joining me. We're going to continue our diving into our immersion into the yamas and niyamas. And as many of you who were here over the weekend, you know that I was talking about my appreciation for my good honor to have met Thich Nhat Hanh and been one of his students back when I was living in Harvard Square in Cambridge, Massachusetts, when I was going to graduate school. So this past weekend, I focused the teachings on giving homage to him and also deepening my own vow to what he embodied as a person. This morning, I'd like to take that the next step further in our series, which is the yama called Asteya, which means non-stealing. So please take a comfortable seat. Rest your hands in your lap. You're welcome to close your eyes. So the word asteya is translated as the absence of stealing. Steya means stealing, means the absence of. So the absence of stealing, the absence of not taking that which doesn't belong to you. Some people translate it as accepting only what is given to you. So not even taking something that seems benign, but actually accepting only that which is given to you. Another translation might be not taking away an opportunity, either from yourself or from someone else. In other words, the opportunity to grow. So not stealing that from yourself by being on your mat in a distracted way, or not stealing that from yourself by not showing up for your practice. But also, as we spoke about on January 7th in the Dharma time, allowing others to have their experiences, not taking from them their learning curves by over-helping or by intruding. And so those are a few translations. You can reflect where it's meaningful to you. Since you have arrived for your practice, I recommend you give yourself the opportunity to the fullest extent. And so to be here like completely on your own behalf, that might be unusual for some of you. Sometimes you're practicing because you want to be a better friend or a better spouse or a better parent. It's all wonderful. But this morning, I'm going to ask you to sense, what is it like to be here like entirely for today on your own behalf, on behalf of your awakening. We know that the practice is going to benefit you in your social arena, in your sphere of responsibility. But can you practice being here entirely for your awakening? Bring your focus now to the place where the two sinuses become one and the back of the throat experiences the breath moving. So it's the upper back of the throat near to the nasal passageways. And as you bring in a very subtle form of the ujjayi breath, rest your mind and your gaze at that place behind the nasal passageways and in the upper back of the throat. We're in the landscape of very subtle sensations, so we could say vichara, the second layer of concentration, these most subtle sensations. Encourage your mind to stay entirely present in this one geographical spot here, even though the breath is moving and other sensations will come and go. Please raise your hands to your heart. Asatoma Satgamaya. Om Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. With your exhale, you may bow your head to your heart and release your hands. Please open your eyes. We're going to come onto the back to do a continuation of one of the developmental movement patterns we were doing. I think the kittens have left the drawer, so I can close it now. Oh, no, there's a kitten in there. One is still in there. I'll leave it open. It limits my floor space, but I don't want to close her in there. Okay, please lie on your back. And if you need a yoga strap for supta padangustasana, I'll recommend that you have one close by. That is the reclined hamstring stretch. Okay, so lie down, please, and establish your connection to that spot where the nasal passages become one, and you're connected to the upper back of the throat. And then bring your right knee into your chest, take the right heel straight up, and use your yoga strap to hold your foot if that's how you do this practice, or reach up to hold your big toe or your heel. Open the left arm out to the side. As you breathe in, Listen to the upper back of the throat to feel, to hear, to sense what is moving there. It's a practice of concentrating your mind. Happens to be a power spot in the body according to the chakras and the marma points, but it's first a practice for you to concentrate consistently. With an exhale, curl your head and shoulders up towards your right leg. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, hug your left knee into your chest using your abdominal muscles. And then start to slowly roll to the right on the inhale. And keep the left shoulder and left arm grounded. And then exhale, roll back to center. Inhale, lengthen your left leg. Exhale, open the right leg. Inhale, roll to your right, hug your left knee up towards your right leg. And exhale, roll back to center. So you have to use your inner core muscles to do that. And inhale, lengthen the left leg out. Exhale, raise your head, shoulders, and torso. Inhale, glide back down. Once more through exhale, hug the left knee up. Keep the legs and the pelvis as a unit. Inhale, roll down. Exhale, glide back up. Inhale, lengthen your left leg. Exhale, open the right. And inhale, raise your left knee, roll over to your right. And exhale, raise back up to center. Last place here, inhale, lengthen your left leg. And exhale, curl up. And then lower the right leg down. Open your right arm out to the side. And completely relax. Bring your left leg up. Bend your right knee. So you're going to start with your right foot flat on the floor. Open the right arm out to the side. You're listening to the breath. Inhale. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, glide down. Exhale, hug your right knee in using your abdominal muscles. Inhale, roll to your left. Exhale, roll back to center. Inhale, lengthen your right leg. Exhale, open the left leg. Inhale, roll with your right knee up towards your left. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, right leg out straight. And exhale, curl up. Inhale, glide down. We'll go through it one more time. Exhale, hug your right knee up. Inhale, roll to your left. Exhale, raise to center. Inhale, lengthen your right leg. Exhale, open the left. Inhale, roll to your left. Bring your right leg up to meet your left. Exhale, raise to center. Inhale, left leg out. And exhale, curl up. Inhale, roll down. And then open your left arm and lower your left leg slowly. Relax completely. Is bring both knees up to your chest, roll to your side. Come up to kneeling. Yeah, she's very happy in the drawer. We'll leave her there. Please come to your hands and knees in table pose with a couple blocks close by. You're gonna check it out. She's in there. Yeah. She followed you in there. And then you came out. And she stayed in. All right, come to table pose, please. Great. So in table pose, we're going to be using the step out to the side method. So with a quadruped, then take your right foot out, place your right palm, left palm flat, right foot flat, and the left shin flat. And then inhale to cat pose. Exhale, cow pose. Start from your sitting bones, glide them back, bring your heart forward. Inhale to cat pose. Exhale, roll back towards child's pose. And as you do that, point the toes of your right foot up towards the ceiling. And then inhale, roll forward to cat. Exhale to cow. Inhale, cat. Exhale, roll back. Rotate your right leg so the toes point up. Inhale, forward. Exhale, heart forward. Inhale, cat pose. One more time. Exhale, child's pose. One more time. And now inhale and roll forward to cat. And exhale, swing your right leg back into bird dog pose. And inhale, return to table. Exhale to cow pose. Inhale, cat pose. And exhale, child's pose. Knocked my tea over, so I'm gonna get a towel for that. And then it's right here. I have a towel in this room. Why do I have a towel already in the yoga room? Because fortunately it's only tea. It's not a colored beverage per se, but it will need to be cleaned up a little bit more later. Okay, so we'll do the other side of that. So come to table pose and step your left foot out to the side. And then inhale to cat pose. Put your mind's eye in the upper back of the throat. Exhale to cow pose. Inhale to cat. Exhale, roll back to child's pose. Rotate your left leg. The toes will point up towards the ceiling. Inhale, roll forward to cat. Cow. Cat. Keeping your mind behind the nasal passageways in the back of the throat. We're going to go through the sequence once more before we go to bird dog pose. So listen for the sound, the tone, feeling of the breath in that spot high up in the back of the throat. I know there's other sensations, and they too can have some of your kindness, your generosity, but focus your mind right there in the upper back of the throat. And come to cow pose. And then inhale to bird dog pose. So sweep the left leg back, right arm forward. And then exhale to table. Inhale cat, just symmetrically. Exhale cow. Downward facing dog pose. Exhale plank pose. Inhale chaturanga. Exhale down to the floor, point the toes. Inhale cobra pose. Exhale, roll down, pranam. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, pranam. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward dog. Once more, inhale, plank. Chaturanga. Bhujangasana. Pranam. Plank. And downward facing dog with the mind still focused behind the nasal passageways. And then roll down to your knees and come to Vajrasana, just simply kneeling. Place your mind right there behind the sinus passageways in the upper back of the throat. Let's get the two blocks and place them, please. For your hands to be firm. Come to plank pose. Step the left knee forward and under. So you're in a twisting pose right now. The right leg can stay in plank pose, the left leg comes under. And as you're pressing down firmly into both arms, make the shoulders and the arms symmetrical. Okay, so let's breathe in. And then exhale, press firmly into your left arm and raise your right arm as you inhale. And exhale, lower the right hand down. Inhale, left knee to your left elbow. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, step under with your right foot. Inhale, raise your left arm. Exhale, lower the left hand to the block. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, downward facing dog. And you can just ask yourself, how well did you maintain your concentration behind the nasal passageways? Let's go through it again. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, in plank pose. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale, under. Inhale, open. Exhale, return. Inhale, left knee in. Exhale, plank. Inhale, right knee. Under. Open. Return. Right knee in. Plank. Downward facing dog. And step forward. One foot. Second foot, Uttanasana. Rise up to mountain pose. And stand really quiet and very still. Right behind the nasal passageways. Join your hands together and bring in the ujjayi breath a little bit more. Focus on the breath because you're going to have a little bit more dynamic practice. So I should say a little bit more energy in the breath because your practice is going to get a little bit more dynamic. Okay, inhale, upward hands pose. Chair pose. Left arm between the legs. Inhale, twist right. Exhale, chair pose. Right arm between. Twist left. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, rise up. Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana. Left toes back. Twist right. Airplane pose. Rising. Sweep the arms wide. Reach back to clasp your hands. Roll the shoulders back. Squeeze the arms back. Hold steady and focus on the air passing through the upper back of the throat, even though your body has a lot of other considerations right now. Let your mind be right there in the focal point. So you're not stealing this opportunity from yourself or from your awakening. Give yourself the benefit of complete concentration. Exhale, keep your legs stable. Bow over the right leg. Take your arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, release your hands to your blocks. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Step through to the shape of seal pose. And then inhale to lift up and look up. Plank pose. Downward facing dog, breathing in. Left foot forward. Okay, inhale, twist to your left. And then come to airplane pose. Pick up your right hand to level the airplane. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, sweep the arms wide, clasp your hands. And for your complete concentration. By bringing the mind into one point, it's called ekagra, you're also saying that you trust your body to navigate. It doesn't need your kind of constant supervision. You're trusting that your body will maintain the strength, the stamina, the balance. And when you next exhale, glide forward. Let the torso come over your left leg. Raise your arms up high towards the ceiling. And then lower your hands to the two blocks. Inhale to plank pose. Downward facing dog, same concentration point in the upper back of the throat. Inhale, plank. Come to the shape of seal pose. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, table pose. And inhale, child pose. Walk your hands out over the far edge of those two blocks. And as you come into child's pose, bring your hips to your heels and then release your head. You might notice a stretch in the upper inner shoulder. Lift the inner armpits towards the ceiling. Then walk your hands back towards your knees and come up to Vajrasana. Come up to kneeling. So likely you'll notice that there's some heat in your body, and that when you're going from something a little bit dynamic, your attention is going to be pulled to things where you feel like you have a care or a concern. And so keeping it in this one spot here is to say that we trust the body and the body intelligence, that you have enough yoga practice, you've had enough time with these asana, they're familiar enough. Right? And of course, from time to time, you're going to have some areas of the body that need more attention from you. And that can get discovered with this complete concentration. We are not being so robotic. We aren't anticipating what the body's going to do based on our past experience, but we are prepared for what sensitivities we might have. So coming into it with this kind of really fresh attention It doesn't mean that you're setting aside cares or concerns. It means that you're not sort of anticipating them with apprehension. You're going to arrive with grace intact. Okay, so we're going to take that same sequence and then add in the one-legged balance poses that we were practicing last week. We got a couple of those in. So, and as most of you know, these are big horizons for me because of my hip surgery. I'm still gaining my capacity again. So I'm not speaking as somebody hugely accomplished and then sort of disregarding what your learning curves are. I'm having my learning curves too. So join your hands, come into the ujjayi sound. Place your mind in the sensations in the upper back of the throat. And let's begin with the inhale. Hands down, wide and up. Chair pose. Twist right. Chair. Twist left. Chair. Rising up. Uttanasana. Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale, squeeze your left knee up, flamingo pose. Inhale, glide back. Exhale, focus your mind. Twist right. Airplane pose. Raise the left arm, stabilize with your right hip. Rising, crescent. Exhale, arms wide, palms face up like you're holding two little votive candles in your palms. Give yourself the chance to be present with fresh attention moment to moment. Inhale, raise your arms. Bow the torso forward over your right leg. Take your two blocks and inhale, step forward. Ardha Uttanasana. Rotate your pelvis open to the left while keeping your fingers on the blocks. And then inhale, Ardha Chandrasana, excuse me. Maintain your focus. Keep the right leg steady and bring just your left hand back down. Level the hips. And bend your right knee, glide your toes way back, one big step, walk your blocks back. And inhale to plank pose. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Heel pose. Inhale, lift up, look up. Plank. Downward facing dog. Okay, let's step the left foot forward. Now press into your left heel and float yourself forward to flamingo pose. Right knee to the chest. And inhale, glide your right toes way back. Step down. Exhale, focus. Inhale, twist. Exhale to airplane pose. Inhale, rise into your crescent. Open the arms, palms face up. So maintain or regain your sense of composure. Where's your focus? Where's the breath? And with a sense of freshness in your awareness, inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, reach forward long over your left leg. Reach for the two blocks, step them each forward. And then inhale, float forward into Ekapada Uttanasana. Keep gazing down as you rotate your pelvis. Keep your fingers on your blocks. And then inhale, raise your right arm. Ardha Chandrasana. Notice the quality of your focus and your mind. And exhale, lower your right fingertips down. Level your hips. Now bend the left knee and reach way back with the right toes. Walk the blocks back and inhale to plank. Exhale, downward dog pose. Inhale, plank pose. Heel pose. Lift up, look up, upward dog pose. Right. Downward dog. Step forward. One foot, second foot. Rise up. Hands to the heart. Stand really still in your mountain pose. A wide stance. In your wide stance, go ahead and place your feet one leg length and clasp your hands at the small of your back. Roll the shoulders open. Now the hips can come forward like in line with the toes. They don't have to go much further forward than that. So as the hips come forward, raise your chest and your heart up. So glide your hips back in line with your heels. Bring your torso forward, bow forward, take the arms overhead, relax the weight of your head. Keep the shoulders rolling up away from your ears. Notice where your mental concentration is and how you chaperone that concentration. And then inhale, glide forward, rise up. Release your hands and arms and step your feet in. Yourself entirely to the opportunity since you're already here. Please come down onto your back. And I'd like you to have your 2 blocks close by. You can also bring your yoga strap with you. I'll put the liquid where I can't knock them over. Okay, let's place the 2 blocks under the feet. And place them so they're hip distance or a tiny bit wider. Your yoga strap is for those who can't clasp the hands comfortably under the back of the body. And that's the case for some because of shoulders or elbows or wrists. So press into both feet. Roll the tailbone up. Raise the sacrum. Raise the lumbar spine like you're picking up a beaded necklace off of the dresser, 1 vertebrae at a time. Raise and then clasp your hands at the small of your back or put your wrists inside your yoga strap and tuck each shoulder under. Okay, press your shoulders, your upper arms and your elbows really firmly down, whether you've got the hands clasped or you're using a strap. Keep the tailbone lengthened and the glutes and hamstrings are going to be toned. Press into your footprints. And when all of that is established, let your mind just hover right there at the back of the nasal passageways with complete concentration. Now lower down so that your hips are going to sit on your wrists or forearms. If you have the hands clasped, start turning the palms kind of face down so they're really close to each other. If you're using the strap, you could try sitting on your forearms or sitting on the strap so it's being held down. Squeeze the shoulders back. Press into your elbows. Put your feet flat on the floor. And lengthen one leg, second leg. Press into your palms, wrists, forearms, and elbows and come into fish pose, Matsayandrasana. And let's put attention right there in the upper back of the throat. Squeeze the shoulder blades to support the heart. And then exhale and slide down on the back of your head. Loosen your arms out from under your hips. And please come to Shavasana so that you have this circulation process is going to be happening, right? And you can cover up with a blanket if you like, of course. So just go promptly to Shavasana and watch from the inside all this intelligence, all this care that's going to be happening. Give yourself the fullness of presence. Notice it moment to moment. Your body is taking care. It doesn't need you to coordinate or to remind on the to-do list. Your body knows what to do. Yourself to keep resting. While deeply resting, let the mind stay quietly present to what is occurring, the inner majesty of your body. Continue staying present without interruption, with depth and duration. keeping the mind really present. Become aware. There's a transition coming up. We're going to return to sitting. With the continuity of your awareness, wiggle your fingers, your toes, bend your knees, roll to your side, come up to sit. Your seat. We're going to use a little bit of pranayama to set the interior for meditation even more strongly. So, Asteya, not stealing this opportunity from yourself. Let's rest your hands in your lap. We'll do palms face down to start. Place your awareness in the upper back of the throat where the nasal passages meet, and come into the ujjayi breath where you have inhale, then you have an equal length for the inhale suspension, then you have an equal length for the exhale. It makes an equilateral triangle shape. Your inhale is 10 or 12 or 6, then your suspension is the same and your exhale is the same. Please do that for 3 more breath cycles. When you complete those, then sit quietly, let there be a stillness, and then increase your attention to the upper back of the throat. And without ujjayi, we use Nadi Shodhana. And we're going to have the same inhale, suspension, exhale, and then inhale, other nostril, suspension, exhale. Finish with exhale through the left nostril. Rest your hand in your lap. Practice 3 rounds of Bhramari. So the index fingers go over the eyebrows, next 2 fingers over the eyes. The thumbs firmly close the ears, and you're humming with the M sound from Om, A-U-M. So inhale smoothly. Practice your hum as long as it's sustainable and not causing breathlessness, and we'll do it 3 times. Your lap when you're complete. Rest in the interior. Silence behind thought. Yourself to be at ease in the stillness. The fullness of this opportunity, and don't let it be stolen away by distraction. Present, moment to moment. Place your hands to your heart. Practice today, Asteya, non-stealing, giving ourselves the fullness of the opportunity to be in our integrity, satya, and to practice ahimsa, the absence of harm. So not dissipating or contorting or manipulating or coercing, but giving ourselves the fullness of the opportunity to be yogis, whatever our activities are, whatever our relationships, whatever our contributions. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste. Pause the recording.